There is nothing more beautiful than seeing a redemption story. When nothing was working in an actor's life, when the first impression was either terrible or lackluster, when someone actively regroups to work on themselves and makes a comeback for the ages, there is nothing more beautiful than the moment of human perseverance and powering through despite all the odds, no matter how cliche it may sound. When you look at the journey of Bobby Deol, you can't help yourself but feel emotional at his personal victory and the love that he is receiving from the audience. An actor who was hugely popular in the 90s and early 2000s, yes, but never became a bona fide star to be reckoned with an insane streak across the years. Especially the case regarding the actor amongst the audience was that he was a mediocre actor. The way he has adapted to the evolving industry, taking up diverse roles, especially standing out in the sinister and dark ones, is a huge testament to an artist who never gave up. This is true on a smaller scale for actors like Harman Baweja and Sikandar Khair. Actors who could not make an impression as lead actors struggled immensely in what was considered their prime and created a solid impression only recently with the opportunities that opened up with streaming movies and shows. These are the stories that are few and far between, and what's important to consider is that all three of these actors I spoke about are products of nepotism. The journey of those who came from privileged film families is double-edged. You have to make a solid first impression and knock their socks off with your debut, or the media and the public start discounting you already based on your family lineage, something the likes of Amir Khan, Salman Khan and especially Hrithik Roshan did in historic fashion. And the flip side is, you get the luxury of multiple opportunities, a case where mediocrity gets the chance to prove themselves no matter how many decades pass by. We have seen many fight this never-ending battle, including the likes of Fardeen Khan, Aisha Deol, Tushar Kapoor, Jackie Bhagnani and several others. They either try till they are functioning adults or transition to produce films. You ask any outsider, they would trade this life and opportunity at a heartbeat, so there's no point in conducting a pity party for them in this regard. The category of actors, however, through this video that I wanted to focus on were products of nepotism that got launched, but within just a few years or almost immediately vanished. This includes the category of actors who could not even create a first impression. Their debuts were so disastrous and so uneventful that even the media could not create a fabricated hype of aura around them. These are the lost batch of star kids who no one asks about, but it still makes us curious despite having access to so many facilities and people within the industry. How come they could not create even slight ripples in the industry? So here is Tried&Refused Productions with Bollywood products of nepotism who got launched but vanished. Karan Deol. There are very few times where you feel that the lead actor is absolutely unprepared regarding the task at hand. I have never seen an actor in his debut being so raw, so out of his depth than seeing Karan Deol in the movie Pal Pal Dil Ke Paas that released in 2019. Directed by Sunny Deol, the movie was obviously intended to launch his son, with the assumed notion that offers will follow post the film's release. The movie released, turning out to be a financial disaster, and critics and audiences both pointed out the incompetence of Karan Deol as an actor. Since the movie's release, Karan has featured in the 2021 film Velle with little to no change in the perception of the audience. Not to sound harsh, but his wedding created more buzz than his film career. Aadar Jain. I just wanted to refresh everyone's memory that the media really created hype around the two new talents launched by YRF in 2017. It was Anya Jain and Aadar Jain who were presumably going to cause waves in the industry. Aadar from the celebrated Kapoor family starred in his debut film Kaidi Band, and it was nothing but a squib rather than a blast as one would assume as he comes from the Kapoor Khandan, and a debut from that family usually has a lot of buzz. I don't know what happened with the YRF contract, but nothing transpired in terms of YRF projects in the future, and Aadar was last seen in the terrible comedy Hello Charlie. Much like many of the actors I will be talking about in this video, Aadar is known more for the developments in his personal life rather than his professional career. Mustafa Burmawala. The 2017 film Machine is mostly known for the meme of Kiara Advani being unceremoniously thrown off a cliff and its unintentionally funny plot. What people tend to forget is that the lead actor, Mustafa, is actually the son of Abbas, one of the members of the iconic Abbas Mastan duo. The film caused so much damage in terms of first impressions for a talent like Mustafa that he has mostly featured in short films since then. We're talking about a film that released close to 7 years ago, and imagine the detrimental impact of a film that you have nothing going on creatively in feature films despite being so well connected in the industry. Tina Ahuja. One may assume what Govinda and his kids have been up to. While the son is apparently gearing up for his Hindi film debut, you would be shocked to know that his daughter actually made her film debut in 2015 with a Punjabi film titled Second Hand Husband opposite Gippy Grewal. Nothing major, however, transpired regarding her acting career post the release of this film. While Tina has featured in some shorts and music videos and is credited as a costume designer for the Govinda starrer Friday, nothing really seems to be in the pipeline for the star kid in terms of acting roles in the near future. Karan Kapoor. The son of Shashi Kapoor and Jennifer Kendall, Karan Kapoor looked like a dashing supermodel in his heyday. People in the generation before me, and even before that, my parents' generation, remember his advertising campaigns with the Bombay Dyeing Company. Even though Karan appeared in his father's productions in the initial stage of his career in films like Junoon and 36 Chaurangi Lane, his legitimate appearance as a leading actor never really transpired, mostly being restricted to ensemble cast films like Sultanat and Loha. Karan was ideal as a model, but never really fit the mold of what constitutes a leading Bollywood hero. He featured in a few British series, justifiably so, but the acting career in India, having not developed into a full-fledged career, made Karan pivot towards photography, which he still pursues today. Suraj Pancholi. Talk about a career that finished even before it started. Suraj Pancholi really fits the bill with this description. Prior to the release of the film titled Hero, Suraj was embroiled in controversy, being directly linked to the untimely passing of Jia Khan. Years passed by and Suraj was known less for his talent and more for his tumultuous personal life and the court case. In 2018, he was formally charged for abetment of. The following year in 2019, his film Satellite Shankar released, with little to no takers in theatres. In 2023, Pancholi was acquitted of the charge by a CBI special court due to lack of evidence, and he last featured in a dance film opposite Katrina Kaif's sister called Time to Dance. The huge marketing and investment done by Salman Khan to launch the actor almost amounted to zero impact and influence with the audience even after 9 years. Juhi Babbar. Usually one associates Raj Babbar's children to be Pratik Babbar, but Juhi Babbar often goes under the radar, a career so fleeting that many people may not remember it at all. It's also because Juhi had a terrible acting debut opposite Sonu Nigam in the film Kaash Aap Hamare Hote, which is essentially a huge Matlab Kuch Bhi episode. After having featured in a Punjabi film opposite Jimmy Shergill, the acting career almost vanished. Juhi, having only recently appeared in supporting roles in movies like Ayari, Faraz and Farre, her acting has significantly improved. But I wonder why the acting career took such a backseat for over a decade after the disastrous first impression. Arman Jain. Another star kid from the illustrious Kapoor family is Arman Jain, Adar Jain's real brother, who was actually launched in 2014 in the movie titled Lekar Hum Deewana Dil. I would be lying to you if I told you I had any idea about this film. It's shocking to me because I didn't even know he had a go at an acting career. I thought his appearances were mostly restricted to Kapoor family brunches. If you were to read some trivia on his IMDb page, you will find a film directed by Rajkumar Santoshi that went through multiple permutations and combinations of actors and landed up with him, but eventually got shelved. There's no sign of any new acting projects ahead for him. Mimmo Chakrabarti. I think millennials will definitely know the name Mimmo Chakrabarti, the son of Mithun, was actually hyped quite a bit before he made his acting debut in the film Jimmy. He boasted of some slick dance moves. Do not say that he looks like me, I'm gonna absolutely kill you. But the movie was an utter travesty. The unintentionally funny plot aside, Mimmo's acting talent did not really showcase any signs of a promising future. Mimmo eventually featured in one underwhelming project after the other, including Haunted 3D and Rocky, to name a few. Mimmo is still acting, having featured in movies just last year. The sad reality is that despite the celebrated family lineage he comes from, Mimmo could not even make a good first impression in the industry, owing a lot, in my opinion, also to his limited range as an actor. Atiya Shetty. Having seemed to have distanced herself consciously from an acting career, Atiya Shetty got launched with Suraj Pancholi in 2015 with Hero. But looking at the first impression, Atiya was actually considered to be the weaker of the two debutantes purely from an acting POV, a forgettable supporting role in Mubaraka, and an underrated surprise in the form of Moti Choor Chakna Choor. What seems to be the case in the grapevine, especially when you hear Sunil Shetty and what transpired with the post-production of her last film, is that the experience somewhat scarred Atiya. Nothing seems to be in the pipeline for the actor since her last film in 2018. Puru Rajkumar. One of the most legendary figures in the Hindi film industry for multiple decades was Rajkumar. Known for his dialogue delivery, style and charm, his son Puru Rajkumar just could not emulate the same magic with his own acting career. Having been launched in 1996, Puru Rajkumar was found in inconsequential roles over the years, mostly being confined to supporting roles that caused little to no impact. The two most noteworthy appearances being the flops Veer and Action Jackson. What's the most disturbing news when you actually read about his life is if you read about his 1993 rash driving case and how it got slipped under the rug. If you get the opportunity, read the article written by Radha Rajadhyaksha for the Daily O. It will truly boggle your mind on how you can circumvent the law through influence and power. Tanisha. When you look at sisters Kareena and Karishma Kapoor, Hindi film fans would conclude unanimously that both the women had celebrated acting careers over several years. However, when you think of Kajol's sister Tanisha, it has been far from favourable. Having been launched with the movie Shh, her big break was the YRF production Neel and Nikki, which by the way millennials would remember was quite scandalous for its day. But this last ditch at attempting to project Uday Chopra as a desirable leading hero went to waste, and Tanisha's loud performance in the film also did not help. What has followed is a few supporting roles and a Big Boss stint, and a mostly absent acting career currently. Girish Kumar Taurani. You might remember the curly-haired, charming and good-looking actor in Ramayya Vastavaya. Girish Kumar Taurani is the son of Tips managing director Kumar S. Taurani, and the film was an attempt to launch his son's acting career. The film, directed by Prabhu Deva, was a flop at the box office, and all the hopes for a long and promising acting career squashed very fast, with Girish's only acting performance post the film being in the 2016 film Love Shudha. I think the family business takeover seems inevitable. Love Sinha. Shatrughan Sinha's daughter Sonakshi Sinha, despite the sporadic bumps in her acting journey, carved out a niche for herself ever since her debut with Dabangg. With being a romantic lead in commercial potboilers to showing her acting prowess in critically acclaimed films like Lutera and a series like The Hard, Sonakshi, in my opinion, has always been a solid actor. But what went down with her brother's acting career, Love Sinha? Many people would not know he was launched in 2010 with a film titled Sadiyan, but nothing transpired immediately after, owing to the terrible financial performance of the film. A supporting role in the JP Datta film Paltan 8 years later followed, but still no impact, and what we see is 14 years in the industry with barely the public knowing about your acting career. An alarming state to be in, especially when you were born in such a prestigious film family. Sunil Anand. Dev Anand had such a brilliant career in Hindi cinema, so many films and performances still etched in people's memory, but very few remember the stint of his son, Sunil Anand, as an actor in the Hindi film industry. Having been launched by his own father in 1984 with the film Anand Aur Anand, the lack of screen presence and acting talent was abundantly clear. The acting appearances were so lackluster that you can't even find official prints of his movies like Car Thief and Main Tere Liye. His directorial debut Master, in which he starred as the leading hero, featured in the Matlab Kuch Bhi episode years ago, when a digital link was actually available, and the lack of technical prowess even behind the camera was alarming. Such a legacy left behind, but nothing to really take it forward, is always a sad sight to witness. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below if you have anecdotes or examples of star kids who just vanished after their debut. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.